So, students, before I start the next module, when I sent you the module 4 notes, I have also sent you the circuits for ring counter and Johnson counter. See, we have already studied counters and also shift registers, right? So, counters, we have seen binary counters. But we have ring counter and Johnson counter. The same you have in your lab also. Lab, you will have an experiment on ring counter and Johnson counter. And these are non-binary counters. So, exam you can expect these questions, ring or Johnson counter in your exam. So, one of the 2020 question paper, this question has been asked. So, you will be doing this experiment in your lab and you have to write the same circuit in your exam also. But to explain what is ring counter and Johnson counter, I write the circuit and I'll explain how a ring counter and Johnson counter will work. Okay. So as I said, this ring counter and Johnson counters are non-binary counters. So how will be the circuit of a ring counter, and counter means what? We will get some patterns, different unique sequences, and what are the patterns or what are the unique sequences that we can generate from ring and Johnson counter. So first I will take an example. I will take ring counter circuit. So I still have not written the circuit. I have kept 5 D flip-flops and I have connected only the clock pulse to all the 4 D flip-flop. So the output of first D flip-flop, I denote it as QA, this is QB, QC, QD. Okay. So 4 D flip-flops I have taken. What is ring counter is? Ring counter is nothing but a circular shift register. Hope you all remember the concept of shift register. Shift register. So this is a 4-bit register, right? So ring counter is nothing but a circular shift register wherein the input to the first flip-flop is the output of last flip-flop. That is, the input to the first flip-flop will be QD. Okay, circulate. So when I explained the shift register, I also had written a circuit of circular shift register. I have told output of last flip-flop will be given as input here. And what is the input for the second flip-flop? This is the input. What is the input for the third flip-flop? This is the input, the output of previous flip-flop. And QC is the input for the D flip-flop, the last flip-flop. So this is the circuit of ring counter. Very simple. Shift register, it's a circular shift register whereas the QD output is given as input to the first D flip-flop. Whereas for the second flip-flop, first flip-flop output is the input. Third flip-flop, second flip-flop output is the input. To the last flip-flop, third flip-flop output, that is QC, is the input. So now what is ring counter is? Ring counter is initialized such a way that any one flip-flop will be in state 1. You always have to initialize the ring counter such that one flip-flop will be in state 1. Okay. So listen, here I have taken QA, QB, QC, QD. So how do you initialize the ring counter? Any one flip-flop should be in state 1. Let me take QB is in state 1, whereas the other will be in state 0. This is how you initialize. Or you make QC as 1. You make QC as 1. The other flip-flop will be in state 0. So at any time, any one flip-flop should be in state 1. Or you make QA as 1. The other flip-flops will be in what? State 0. So this is how a ring counter will be initialized. It is not mandatory that you have to start from 10000. You can give it as 0100, 0010 or 0001. Any one flip-flop should be in state 1, other flip-flop should be in state 0. Okay. Now we have initialized the counter. So here I have what is QA? 1. QB is what? 0. QC is 0. QD is 0. Okay. So upon the occurrence of the next clock pulse, what happens? What is the input for the first D flip-flop? QD. What do we have at QD? 0. So 0 will come as QA. What is QB? QA will be QB. Shift. You just shift. 1, 0, 0. This 0 has come here. Next clock pulse. This 0 will come. 0. This will shift. 1, 0, 1, 0. Just shift. QD. Upon the occurrence of next clock pulse, 0, 0, 0, 1. Next clock pulse. What is that we get? Next clock pulse, what is that we get? Okay, so 1 0 0 0. So just observe here, initially we had 1 0 0, then it is 0 1 0 0, then it is 0 0 1 0, then it is 0 0 0 1. So after this, after these 4 sequence, again it is repeating 1 0 0 0. Next pulse if you give what we get? 0 1 0 0. It repeats. So counter means, how do we determine the modulus of a counter? Modulus is nothing but what? Number of unique sequences. So how many unique sequences are generated in ring counter? 1 2 3 4. After this it is repeating. Same I am getting. Again the same. So how many unique sequences we are getting? These are the 4 unique sequences. So using 4 D flip-flops, mod 4 ring counter can be designed. So what is the modulus of this counter? Mod 4. Using how many flip-flops? 4 D flip-flops. Mod 5, go for one more D flip-flop. So mod n counter, n ring counter can be designed using n number of D flip-flops. So this is the counting sequence of a ring counter. And compared to Johnson counter, ring counter is not efficient because, see, if you want to decode the output, if you want to decode any sequence, let's say I want to decode 0 1 0 0. It is enough if I just observe the output of QB. Once I get the QB output as 1, I can easily determine the sequence. I can easily tell, oh, if QB is 1, what may be the sequence? 0 1 0 0. If QC is 1, what may be the output pattern? 0 0 1 0, because in ring counter any one flip-flop will be in state 1. So it is very easy to decode the output sequence or the output pattern. So ring counter is not that efficient compared to Johnson counter. So this is ring counter. Next we will see Johnson counter. So when you explain ring counter, circuit, sequence, modulus you have to mention. Okay. So what is the difference between, this is ring counter. So now to design Johnson counter, a slight modification in the circuit. What is that modification? Okay, modification in the circuit is, so for ring counter, what is the input? For ring counter, what is the input? Input is the output. QD is the output, right? Whereas to design Johnson counter, QD is not the input. Instead, you connect, this is QD now. QD is not the input. QD bar is the input. So this is QD bar. So ring counter, QD is connected as input to the first flip-flop. Johnson counter, QD bar is the input. QD bar is the input. Okay. So now, let us understand, let us write the output pattern or the output sequence. So for that, what are the clock? We will have clock, QA, QB, QC, QD. Okay. So QA, QB, QC, QD. Johnson counter, like ring counter, we did not have to initiate. You can take any, initially, let us take in all the flip-flop, we have 0. So 0, 0, 0, 0. So upon the occurrence of next clock pulse, what happens? QD is what? 0. QD bar will be what? 1. So QD bar 1 will be coming as input to the first T flip-flop. So what is QA upon the occurrence of next clock pulse? What is QA? 1. Why? Because QD bar is now the input for the first flip-flop. So upon the occurrence of next clock pulse, QD bar is what? 1. So 1 will come here. These will shift. Next pulse, again 1. These will shift. Next pulse, 1. So 1, 1, 1. Next pulse, 1. So 1, 1, 1, 1. Because QD will come here. Next clock pulse, QD bar is what? Now it is 1. QD bar will be 0. So 0 will come, this will shift. Right? Next pulse, 0. So 0, 0, 1, 1. Next clock pulse, 0, 0, 0, 1. Next pulse, 0, 0, 0, 0. Isn't it? So up till here it is unique. I mean the different sequence. From here it is repeating, right? 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. So how many unique sequences are generated using Johnson counter? How many? Count. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So it's a mod 8 counter. So using n number of flip-flops, mod 2n counter can be generated using Johnson counter. 2 into n. 4 flip-flop, 2 into 4, mod 8. But ring counter, n flip-flops, mod n counter can be designed. Ring counter, 4 flip-flops, mod 4 counter. Johnson counter, 2 into n, 4 flip-flops, mod 8 counter. 8 different patterns can be generated using Johnson counter. Okay, so since Johnson counter, so here another name for Johnson counter is twisted ring counter. Twisted ring counter. Exam, they can ask you to explain Johnson counter or twisted ring counter or sometimes switch tail counter. All are same. Switch tail counter, all are same. So what is the difference between ring counter and Johnson counter? Ring counter, QD acts as input for the first T flip-flop. Johnson counter, QD bar. So you know the sequence of ring counter. So how the ring counter is initialized? Any one flip-flop should be in state 1. So how many modulus, what is the modulus of ring counter? 4 D flip-flops if we have used in ring counter, mod 4 counter can be designed. Whereas Johnson counter, QD bar is the input. Using 4 flip-flops, 8 different sequences can be generated. So it's a mod 8 counter. And one more difference is, see when we have designed ring counter, we know it is very easy to decode the output sequence, isn't it? Decoding the output is very simple. If we have to observe the output of any one flip-flop. So if that particular output is 1, we can easily tell what will be the output sequence. So but in Johnson counter it is not that. See, in Johnson counter, for these 8 sequences, we have some uniquely identified pairs. That means, see, if QA, QD are 0, 0, if QA, QD are 0, 0, just observe out of these 8, for any other sequence, will we get QA, QD 0, 0? This particular sequence, QD is 0, but QA is not 0. This particular sequence, QD is 0, QA is not 0. This also. Here QA is 0, but QD is not 0. So this is the unique pair in this particular sequence. Try to understand. In ring counter, we just have to keep observing any one flip-flop. If that particular flip-flop output is 1, we can easily tell the output sequence. Output sequence can be easily decoded. To decode the Johnson counter's output sequence, unique pairs will be there. For this sequence, this is the unique pair, 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 and here this will be the pair. Okay, similarly, yeah, no, 0, 1, yeah. This is the pair here, this one. Okay, so what does it mean? See, you have to, if you are getting QD as 0, QA as 0, you can easily tell the sequence is 0, 0, 0, 0. If you are getting QA1, QB0, you can easily tell the sequence is 1, 0, 0, 0. So like that, for every output sequence, there are some unique pairs in that. See, for this 1, 0. If QB is 1, if QC is 0, I can easily determine the sequence. If QC is 1, QD is 0, I can easily determine the sequence. I can easily tell the output pattern. So compared to ring counter, it is not that easy to decode the output. We need 2 input AND gate. See. For this, the inputs for the AND gate will be QA bar, QD bar. For this, QA, QB bar. I'll just write it here. To decode the output sequence, compared to ring counter, to decode the outputs of a Johnson counter, we need 2 input AND gate. The inputs for the AND gate will be, here in this sequence, unique pair is these 2. So this will be QA bar, QD bar. Here unique pair is this. So QA, QB bar. Unique means what? QA is 1, QB is 0 only for this sequence. Will we get QA as 1, QB as 0 for any other sequence? No. This is going to be the unique pair. Similarly here, QB, QC bar. Similarly here, QC, QD bar. Here it is QA, QD. Here it is QA bar, QB. Here it is QB bar QC. Here it is QC bar QD. These are, so minimum two input AND gate is required in order to decode the output sequence of a Johnson counter. Whereas for ring counter, we don't need any logical element there, because in ring counter, if we can tell, if we get any one flip-flop output as 1, we can easily tell the output sequence. But in Johnson counter, 2 input AND gate is required. The inputs to the AND gate will be like this. Okay. So you need not, this is not mandatory, you need not write this. For both ring and Johnson counter circuit, modulus is very important, and if you can write the sequence, that is enough. You need not write this. This is not required. Okay. This is only for your information I have given. But if you write the circuit and the sequence and modulus if you mention, and 1 or 2 sentences of explanation, that is more than enough for ring and Johnson counter. Okay. So that's all about ring and Johnson counter. So we'll start the next module, that is module 5.